Welcome back. And yes, before you even think that you clicked the wrong video, we went back to Orlando. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I tend to discuss tips and tricks and just helpful things that I learned on my adventures in the cities that me and my best friend / travel buddy go to at least once a year. I always suggest having a pen or something out, so just in case I say something that you want to remember for later or you want to research on your own. First things first, we tend to always travel with Southwest Airlines for two reasons. We love the experience, we love the pricing, and we are rewards members. So every time we travel, we earn points and other lovely things that we can use on our next trip. So that's another thing to think about, is joining a rewards club if you plan on becoming a thrifty traveler. Another thing that you will hear me discuss a lot is Airbnbs. I love Airbnbs. I love the concept of traveling and experiencing new things, and one of the things I love is I do not like to always stay in a hotel. Hotels can be beautiful and glamorous and luxury, but they do not offer special experiences. Like, for example, this time around we got to stay in a beautiful tiny house. I have been obsessed with tiny house and tiny houses, and this tiny house is within a tiny house community lakeside. So we had 2 beds, bathroom, kitchenette, and a little living room for us to hang out at. We had our own private patio, and then we had the option of using the owner's boat and kayaks for free. It came all part of it. This tiny house we had it booked from Sunday to Thursday for the pricing of about $500. We had our own parking space, so if you wanted to rent a car, we had our own secure parking space. It was only 20 minutes from Universal Studios. It was about 35 minutes from Walt Disney. The reason why we chose this Airbnb was purely because of its location and pricing and uniqueness. Our last trip in December, we focused more on Walt Disney, so we got a hotel closer to Walt Disney. This lovely Airbnb was closer to Universal Studios, which is why we booked it. And plus, it's super cute. And we loved the sunsets and mornings, waking up to this beautiful scenery and view. I also liked the privacy. Even though it had so many windows, it had beautiful shades, and it had a keyless lock. So all in all, I felt like our stuff was secure, and it was well lit at night. So whenever we would come back from a lovely day of adventuring and exploring, as you can see, it was well lit. So we felt safe and secure. And it was also it wasn't like lit enough where it was obnoxious. Like, the lights were a perfect tone. The only thing I did not like about the location is the sign. Whenever we tried to Uber Eats, they couldn't find the entrance to the tiny house community. So that's the only hiccup that I had, was that it was just hard for people who weren't used to coming there to find. So, but other than that, I loved it. Would I stay there again? More than likely. I had no issues with it. Like, I thought, and the host was really flexible, because our flight ended up coming in at 11. His check-in is like 3, so he worked with us and was able to check us in by like 1, with it being cleaned and having someone check out at 11. So I was really appreciative of that, and he was great with communication. This time around, we decided to make our focus point on being a take 2, basically doing things that we didn't get to do in December. During December, of course, we went the week of Christmas. We went to Hollywood, Walt Disney Resort, Hollywood Studios, on Christmas, and with so many people there, we just felt like we didn't get the full experience that we wanted. With only going to Universal Studios on one day, we didn't feel like I had been there previously, if you noticed on my channel, but my best friend, that was her first time, and I felt like she didn't get to experience everything that Universal Orlando had to offer. So this trip was mainly focusing on doing things we did not get the chance to do. So, our first day, we went back to Hollywood Studios, which Walt Disney is amazing. If you have not been, I really think you should really try your best to try to go. Like, seriously. My best friend loves Star Wars, so this was like her Candyland. We had the ability to once again ride Rise of the Resistance, which is a must. We were able to ride the Aerosmith roller coaster, which is another top favorite of ours. We rode the Slinky Dog. We rode every single ride this time, which was amazing. I think the first time we went, we only got to ride 70 to 80%, including Rise of the Resistance. We didn't get to ride everything. This time, we rode every single ride, including Tower of Terror. We experienced every show that we wanted to experience. We didn't get to experience Frozen last time. We experienced it this time because of the rainy weather. So it was a great way to get out of the rain and let the storm pass with that show, which it was really awesome. Star Tours is another great ride that we loved. Another pro tip. Well, I wouldn't say a pro, but just another tip. If you ever want to take awesome pictures, wait till closing. Like, a lot of people have suggested it in the vlogs that I've seen previously. So this time around we tried and just waited till closing to take awesome pictures with no people in it. And seriously, that's the best time to take pictures. It's still enough light outside. The cast members are super nice. Like, they know it's closing, so they're just doing what they need to do. They're not rude about it at all, or trying to rush you or say anything to you, because they understand what you're gonna do. The only thing that we did not get to do again was the lightsaber experience, which, is one of the biggest things my best friend really wants to do. So maybe, in the future when we go back. But she got to build another awesome one, as you can see. So she was happy. We did get to build droids. I'm not really into, I like Star Wars, but this is like her thing. So she was really excited that she got to build a droid which watching her, I say it's worth the money. Building a droid is the most coolest thing I've witnessed in my life. Like, just with it being about Star Wars, like, you actually build a droid. Like, it's so cool. So if you have the ability to go witness it or go with someone like I did, it's the coolest thing. Like, if I loved Star Wars as much as she did, I would build it too. I'm more of a Harry Potter person, so Universal is more my Candyland, and Hollywood Studios is more hers. Um, but riding all the rides, and Walt Disney, as always, is just the most amazing experience. Like, with the cast members being amazing and nice and sweet and helpful, with everything being super clean and super nice, the food worth the money. Like, usually with amusement parks, I'm like, I'm not gonna eat amusement park food. I'm just gonna bring my own stuff. No, like, we drank, I think, 4 blue milks there. The blue milks are delicious. We always love getting the Mickey Mouse pretzels. They're delicious. But this main trip was focused on Universal, so we're going to switch to there. Universal Studios is awesome because of all the movies that they incorporate. It's more, up there in age. I love it purely because of Hogwarts, Jurassic Park, The Simpsons Land, things like that. One thing that I love that they've added and they're pushing is express passes. Express passes are worth the money. Why? Because they save you time. When we went in December, we did not have express pass. We were there open to close, and we may have ridden 4 rides because of the wait times for all the rides. Like, so we were there about 8-9 hours with riding the train and stuff like that, and just riding time. We rode probably 4 rides. This time around, we were there for 2 days, and we rode every single ride apart from the roller coasters, because we're not big on roller coasters like the Incredible Hulk and so forth. But we rode every ride, like all the main rides. We rode all of them. We got to experience Gringotts. We got to experience Hogwarts. We rode the Hogwarts Express. We got to see the Ollivander show, where the wand chooses the wizard. We brought our wands this time. We had Wizard's Brew. Like, we had a full experience with the express passes. So if you're thinking, it's too much money, no, you're paying for convenience. Another thing that we went back and did, we went to Disney Springs again, which I always say that's the perfect way to start your trip. Is as soon as you fly in and get settled, go have dinner at Disney Springs. Like, amazing. And just do your little shopping there. One thing I will say is Universal is kind of a downgrade from Disney. The cast members and the employees at Universal aren't as nice. They're not as helpful. A lot of them can be rude. A lot of them can be sarcastic. And it's not just, oh, it's because it's the end of the day, they're tired. Like, we had a couple questions on certain issues in regards to like our virtual passes. We didn't want to have to keep using our phones, so we asked the person at the ticket booth, and he was very rude about it, to the point where like we as soon as we got in, we asked another person at like the fast pass kiosk booth area, and he was nicer and told us that what we wanted to do we could do, and he directed us to guest services. And then it was another instance, just like certain instances where we just were asking questions. It just seemed like the employees at Universal really didn't want to be there. And I understand, I work too, but we're tourists and we're paying for the experience and we're just trying to get away. So I understand you're here every day, day in and day out. But I mean, that's the job you wanted. You got it. So you got to have to, put on that smile and get through the day. And it just seemed like every time we were asking an employee a question, or if we had a question about anything, it was just like we were bothering them, we were annoying them. So it got to the point where we just decided to figure things out ourselves instead of that. Another thing that was kind of issue with Universal compared to Walt Disney is Universal wasn't as clean. Like everywhere at Disney, you saw someone cleaning. Everyone was working together to keep the park clean. There's plenty of times where we saw dirty tables, trash on the floor, and I understand, adults are visiting should, put trash away themselves. But I don't know. Teamwork makes that dream work. And another thing that we had an issue with is so far, every time we go to Universal, a ride breaks down with us on it. It's just kind of a thing. It's a nervous thing. But two things that we got to do that we didn't get to do last time was we rode the Velociraptor. That ride is amazing. Like, I see why they added it. It's very well done. I love, in regards to that ride specifically, the employees who work that ride are amazing. They move everything in a timely fashion. They're not rude about it. They're just matter of fact and say, hey, this is how it has to be. It's for your safety, it's for our safety, for everyone's safety. These are the rules. Abide by them or you can't ride. Period. And I respect it and understand that. Did it scare me? Yes. It's fast and it's high, but it was fun. I love the little, intricate parts in there. Another ride that we got to ride that we didn't get to last time was the Hagrid magical ride. The last time we went in December, they had the virtual queue, and their queue, Universal's queue, sucks completely. It sucks. I was happy that they got rid of the queue for Hagrid this summer. I heard recently that they added it back, so that kind of saddens me because I feel like more people got the chance to ride it without the queue. So there's that. But if you can get the privilege to ride Hagrid's ride, I'm glad that they added that ride because it was amazing. I don't want to give anything away. I just want you to try your best to ride it. But I'm glad they included Hagrid because he is a very, very, very important character. So I'm glad that they added him more into the Wizarding World than they had in the past back in 2016. Another thing that we got to explore, we got to actually dine in the Leaky Cauldron. I feel like they could have maybe a little bit more variety of food, but we still got to enjoy it and it helped us stay out of the rain. What else? The other areas, the Marvel Island and the Dr. Seuss, like I love Universal. I love the fact that, throughout the whole park you can see homages to things. Oh, another ride we got to try that we ended up surprisingly loving was Jimmy Fallon's Late Show. How that's handled with the whole color boarding groups. I felt like those employees handled that situation amazingly, and and I love the organization. There was an incident where exiting the ride, someone was very impatient, and the door had got stuck, and an employee was coming to let us out and fix it, and they were just deciding to hop over the door The employee came out on the loudspeaker and said, "Hey, basically, please do not jump over. We're coming. Just hang tight." And when the person came, and said and repeated themselves, "Please don't jump over the door." They got this. The customer was very rude to this person, and basically used a childlike response of, "Oh, the other people did it too." She didn't engage. She just opened the door for everyone else and just repeated, "Please don't do it. It's a safety risk." And that I just felt like she handled it very well, considering that guy was very, very rude to her. So there's that. Jurassic Park. I feel like they with adding the Velociraptor, they took a lot of things away. Like, I personally loved the whole dinosaur nursery, and from what it looks like, I think they're either fixing it or they're taking it away. I love that part because it brings it back to the original movie, and I understand Jurassic World is becoming a thing, but you can't forget the origin story of Jurassic Park, and I feel like with adding the Velociraptor in Jurassic World, they're taking away a lot of interactive things that people love. I mean, look what happened when they took away the Jaws ride. Bittersweet. Another thing I noticed that they still haven't brought back, because there's still there's a lack of seating outside. So most people ended up just kind of just throwing their things down and sitting on the ground. I feel like if they added more benches, that would help. But I finally found Adrian's Pet Shop from Rocky Balboa, which I thought was like awesome. Because that day I had wore Rocky Balboa socks, so it was kind of a nerd moment. But we got to ride the Mummy. That ride is still amazing, and I'm still glad they still have it. It was just things like that. They have, I did like the fact that they started opening up their shows. And like I said, with having the Express Pass compared to the first time we weren't in a rush. And I feel like when you don't have Express Pass, you're more of a panicky and rushing to each location instead of really just walking and enjoying your park. You're at a crunch for time. So I feel like the Express Pass eliminates that. Like, the first day we went, we just casually, we didn't rush to get into the park. We didn't rush to do anything. We were just like, oh, let's take a picture here. Oh, let's go ride ET. Oh, let's go ride this. Like, we didn't feel like, oh, okay, this has a long line. No, we'll come back. Because when we went in December, we kept saying, oh, we'll come back when it's shorter. But we never did, because by the end of the day, with waiting in the lines and everything, you're just so sun-drained and so tired. So with having the Express Pass, I feel like you get your money's worth because you save time. Like, if I had to give a time limit, let's say, if the sign says you have an hour and 30-minute wait or 90-minute wait, right? With the Express Pass, 35 to 40-minute wait. It cuts it down so much. Like, seriously. I think they should have, like, the choice of that anywhere. This time around, when we ate dinner at Disney Springs, I forgot to explain that. We ended up eating at Planet Hollywood. If you have never ate at Planet Hollywood at Disney Springs, the waiters and waitresses there are amazing. I love the environment. It's so happy. They sing, they dance, and the waiters and waitresses there, they do not miss a beat. Like, as soon as you get seated, they're there to take your order or offer you water or something like that. As soon as you order your appetizer, bam, it comes out. As soon as you are done, they're there to clean up the table. Like, they're always moving. Like, we didn't have a moment where we were like looking to see where the wait staff were. They were engaged. I love the whole sing-along environment. Like, we had a fun meal, and it tasted phenomenal. Before we went to Planet Hollywood, we did go to the Coca-Cola rooftop bar, which is kind of becoming a thing for us, because we can have a nice cocktail and enjoy the breeze up there, which, with it humid in Florida, like, yeah, it's I feel like it's a little less humid than where we're from, but yeah. It's nice to just enjoy the breeze, kind of unwind, and get ready for dinner with a nice cocktail, and just catching up on trying to make plans of what we want to do. And we did our little reservation for Planet Hollywood in person. We went to walk to one store. Within 30 minutes, our table was ready. Phenomenal. Disney is phenomenal. I hope my little spiel about my trip helps. I hope it inspires you to just take the risk and go travel, because at the end of the day, money will return, bills never go away, but experiences and time are just irreplaceable. So if you haven't subscribed or followed me on Instagram, I hope this inspires you to do so. And good luck out there. Go make some memories. Thanks for watching.